Okay, now that we've given our client the information in a visual format, we now want to give some recommendations and provide them with some advice. So here's the requirement that I'm placing is you guys have to give them at least 3 pieces of information to make their budget balanced. I'm going to scroll down and show you again. Remember, they are $1,291 over budget. That means that they're spending $1,291 every month more than what they're taking in. So, I want you guys to give 3 pieces of information. But now before we do that, for formatting purposes, let's just do something really quickly here. We are going to duplicate this sheet so that you guys can change the numbers, but yet then we can go back to sheet 1 and still see the original numbers. So we're going to double click on this sheet, and we're going to type in ORI original numbers, and then we are going to do a right mouse click. So now I hit enter to accept it. I could go like this and look, I can just make a blank sheet and it's like 3-dimensional, where I click, this one's here, this one's behind it. It's like pieces of paper in a notebook. But what I want to do is duplicate this sheet. So I'm going to do a right mouse click, go to move or copy. Make sure that you check this right away real quickly so that you don't forget to do that. Create a copy, move to the end, hit OK. Alright, so now we've got original numbers. I'm going to double click on this one, and I'm going to say suggested. That does not look right. Is it 1 G or 2 G's? And a quick Google tells me that it's 2 G's. Okay. For some reason it just didn't look right. Okay. So, suggested numbers. I'm going to get rid of that 2. So backspace, while it's in edit mode, hit enter and it accepts it. And now we don't need this sheet 1, so I can do a right mouse click on it and delete that guy. Okay. Original numbers, suggested numbers. Isn't that cool? It's a duplicate. So now we can change anything over here, and it does not modify this guy. Okay. So what we're going to do over here in suggested numbers is we're going to create a text box. Insert text box. We're going to draw a little text box underneath the chart, and we're going to give an explanation. In order to balance your budget, a balanced budget means they are not spending more than what they are earning. So in order to balance your budget, you need to either increase your income or decrease. Let's see, I'm not going to say decrease or. I'm not going to say or because I want 3 items. So I'm going to put a comma. Decrease your expenses or a combination of both. My recommendations are listed below, and the numbers are entered into the budget to the left. Alright, first recommendation. Now you guys are going to get to do all 3. Here's what I'm going to require of you. If you can copy what I do on the first one, I'm going to say take on a second job or increase hours Add first job. Number 2. And so, you already know that the balance here, we're at a negative 1291. So you could say, well, you're just going to take on a second job and earn $1,300 between the two of you. Right? Problem solved. Check it out. Now the retirement goes up to 10%, because before you'd be like, why was it only 8%? Well, because I made the multiplication of 10%. So how does that make any sense? Because if you look at the formula, it's 0.1, which is 10%. And it kept saying 8%, and that bugged me the very first time I did this. And I'm like, what the heck? Because it's 8% of your total spending. But remember, the total spending was bigger than your monthly income. But now that your monthly income is bigger, see, now it's a full 10% of your monthly income. So anyway, let's see here. What I was pointing out is, that's fine if you guys want to do that and you say, okay, you're going to take on a separate job. Oh, let's see, why is it not increased? Oh, because our taxes went up. Ooh, a little tricky here. Check that out. We got to make more than that. Okay, so this is funny. It's still negative, even though I said 1,300. To cover the taxes, because now the taxes increase, we're going to have to, let's try 1,400. Let's just see what's going on. Let's go down here. Ooh, we're getting closer. This is interesting. I wonder if I did something else incorrectly. Let's try $2,000. We're going to force it and make sure it works here. Yep. Okay, so now we have a positive because the taxes keep going up as a percentage. I should say the monthly expenses go up because the taxes go up the more you make. All right, so it does work. The spreadsheet, there's not a problem with it. The numbers are working. The calculations are working. So here's what we need to do. What I was getting at was, even if you guys tell them to take on extra income to cover that loss, I still want you guys to come up with at least 2 more spots that you recommend that they decrease in spending. And then they wouldn't have to make so much and work so many extra hours. If you choose, you can just pick 3 areas that they cut back in spending, and then you don't even have to do the 2,000. They don't have to have extra income. So if you choose to, you could leave this as 0, and you could decrease in other areas, and you can just going to say decreased, dining out. Maybe let's pick that one. Decreased dining out by $300 a month, or something like that, or by 0, or by $450. Maybe they just quit going out to eat. So anyway, you can do that, but you guys need to list what you're doing right here, the 3 suggestions that you give, and it can be more than 3. I'm just requiring that you have at least 3 items, okay? And once you're finished with that, you are good to go. You're going to turn it in with 3 different items suggested. All right, that's it. Then you're going to save this Excel file. Then you've got the original suggested, so I can see both. And you are going to turn this in. Oops. Right here. Submit right there. Click the submit and submit your file. All right. That's it for today.